In the far reaches of Africa, beyond the well-trodden trails of the Serengeti, and past the familiar echo of famous prides, there lies a place untouched by time. A forgotten land cloaked in ochre sands and scorched silence where shadows stretch long, and the roar of a lion is not a declaration, but a whisper carried by the wind. This is a land not marked on the maps of tourists or tracked by the lenses of documentaries. It is a realm of survival hidden beneath the dust, a kingdom ruled, not by legacy, but by instinct. Welcome to the Limpopo margins, where drought bites harder than fang, and only the unseen endure. The sky opens over parched savanna, cracked and frayed like the skin of an old warrior. Acacia trees, twisted by years of wind and sun, stand like weary sentinels, their thorny arms offering meager shelter. Beneath them, a movement low, deliberate, a lioness, lean and sinewed, emerges from the shade. She is not of the famous dynasties, the Marsh Pride, the Majingalane, or the Mapogos. She is nameless to history, faceless to fame. But here, in this forgotten crucible, she is queen. Her name, if we could give her one, might be something like Mizi Moonlight, for she hunts by it, lives under it, and guides her small pride in its pale glow. She moves with the poise of those who have known famine and loss. Her ribs press against her hide like the bones of a tree in drought. Her amber eyes scan the flat horizon not for prey, but for danger. Her pride is not large, just for herself. Another adult female, her sister, in survival land to half-grown cubs. Rough around the edges and often too loud for their own safety, they walk a world forgotten by rainfall and abandoned by great herds. Once, zebra and wildebeest grazed here in number. Now, only the desperate remain. A limping oryx, an old buffalo, a scattered trail of scrub hares. The lionesses must move constantly, covering vast distances in search of meat and water there. Story is not epic in scale, but it is heroic in spirit. For every day they wake and stretch and breathe beneath the sun. They defy odds that have long been stacked against them. One evening, as the sky bruises with violet and fire, Moise catches the scent of something promising. Small herd of impala, brittle with thirst, drinks at a shrinking pool ringed with mud. She signals to her sister a subtle flick of the ear. The tense lowering of the shoulder, and the two dissolve into grass and shadow. The cubs, still learning the art of silence, are left behind. The lionesses encircle, flank, freeze. Wind favors them, moonlight favors them. Time stretches into a strand of tension so thin it trembles. Then an explosion, muscles launch, dust swirls. A scream cuts the stillness. Hooves drum the earth. One impala stumbles, panics, crashes into the mire. Victory. It's not much. Just one kill. But to this pride, it is a feast worthy of kings. They feed under stars, silent but for the crunch of bone and the huff of breath. The cubs tear hungrily, their faces bloodied with life. Moise watches them, her gaze soft despite the world's hardness. They will live another day, another step forward. But even in triumph, peril prowls, a mile away. Beneath a rock outcrop smudged with lichen and dust, a rogue male watches. Scarred, massive, alone. He is the ghost of another pride exiled, forgotten, yet hungry for territory, for purpose, for blood. He has scented the kill. He does not roar. He moves with eerie quiet like smoke crawling over the plains. In the forgotten land, the rules are different. Here, a male doesn't announce himself. He ambushes. He ends at dawn. Muzi hears the rustle. Her ears snap forward. The male emerges like a specter from the haze. He doesn't chase, he claims. The lionesses snarl and bluff. The cubs cower. But strength is not in number. It's in momentum. This male, driven by exile, fights with nothing to lose. There is no war today. Just surrender. The lionesses withdraw slowly, reluctantly. Casting final glances over their shoulders, the rogue tears into the leftover impala carcass. Licking his jowls with slow disdain, he is not grateful, he is not cruel, simply is. He has found a new kingdom, brief as it may be. But Moisey's story is not over. She does not weep or wander aimlessly. She leads her small family away, over stony rises and through bone-dry gullies, till they find another patch of earth, another whisper of hope. And in that act, she tells the story of every lion who has ever lived, unseen, every mother who has fed and fought, every cub that has played under stars no camera will capture, in the forgotten land. Legacies are not written in bloodlines. They are written in footprints left in dust and lost in the wind. But make no mistake, these lions are not footnotes. They are epics unwritten, and this is only the beginning. The sun over the forgotten land is not gentle, it sears. By mid-morning, it crushes the earth with an oppressive weight. Heat radiates off the cracked ground in waves, shimmering like illusions. But the dangers here are not illusions. They're very real. In this world of thorns and thirst, time does not flow at scalds. Far from the fading trail of Muzi's pride, another story simmers. A tale older, darker, and more volatile. It begins in the shade of a fever tree grove, where the air is heavy with the scent of dust. Dung and tension, two brothers, full-maned and battle-scarred, lie beneath the canopy Tamu and Sefu. They are kings of nothing, yet rulers of everything they touch. Their territory, if one dares to call it that, is a stretch of scorched plain dotted with skeletal trees and the skeletal memories of past prides. Tamuth older bears the weight of command. His mane is tinged with sun-bleached bronze, his eyes deep and distant. Younger by 2 dry seasons, carries more muscle than wisdom. He paces when his brother rests. He growls when silence would suffice. They are coalitions born not from blood, but from necessity. Once rogues, now dominant. Males, though their hold on power hangs by a thorn's breadth, their pride, if it still functions as one, is fractured. A trio of lionesses, each nursing trauma and territory disputes, move like ghosts through the brush. The sisters, Nia and Zola, rarely speak with eyes. The third, Ayana, was brought in from a northern range, lured by safety, but quickly learned that peace is a luxury this land refuses. Conflict here is not open, it is slow erosion. When the dry season stretches past its welcome, the tension within a pride turns inward. Small disputes over scraps of meat become snarls. A delay in grooming becomes a slight. Affection becomes armor. One night, as the wind changes and the smell of smoke creeps across the sky, the pride gathers near a baobab tree, twisted like a clenched fist. Flames flicker in the distance brushfire. Likely sparked by lightning and fueled by drought, 2 lions. Fire is an ancient god one that devours grass, scatters prey, and leaves a wake of silence. But to Tamu and Sefu, fire also brings opportunity. As antelope and warthogs flee the coming blaze, the lions follow in the shadows, weaving through thick smoke and rising cinders. It's not a hunt, it's a harvest. Panic is their ally. Amid the fleeing chaos, Nia brings down a young kudu, a kill, made not by stealth, but sheer brutality. The pride eats quickly, coughing from the ash, tearing meat before the fire arrives. Yet fire does more than clear it. Divides in the confusion, Ayana's cub, her first and only, goes missing. The pride scatters as flames leap the gully, and Ayana's cries pierce the night like the call of a mother in mourning. She searches frantically, her golden eyes reflecting the inferno. She finds the cub, but not before the fire does. The body is untouched by teeth, but blackened at the paws. Smoke curls around its still form as Ayana nudges it again and again, till the truth sinks through the haze. There are no words in the lion's world for grief, but there is posture, there is silence. There is the way Ayana does not eat for. 2 days does not follow the pride, does not blink when a vulture circles. Sefu watches her from a distance. Puzzled by pain he cannot interpret, Tam, older and quieter, understands. He does not comfort her, he merely sits close. So she knows she is not alone. Yet survival, in its cruel rhythm, allows no pause. With prey scattered and territory burned, The pride must move deeper into the thorn-velted dense tangle of acacia. And misery. Here, hunting becomes even more perilous. Every step must be measured, every scent must be analyzed, and every shadow might hold a rival. One evening, as the sun dips low and the trees catch gold in their thorns, Sefu makes a decision. He leaves, tired of waiting, tired of hunger, and driven by the fire of youth. He crosses into the neighboring rangeland known only by scent and roar. He seeks not just prey, but conquest. There, he finds another male. Not old, not weak. Loner with fresh scars and fresh ambition, their battle is swift, savage, and unseen by all but the stars. Teeth clash, blood spills. The night listens. By dawn, Sefu limps back, torn at the flank, his pride bruised more than his body. He does not roar, he does not explain, simply returns to the fever trees and lies down beside his brother, eyes closed, blood pooling at his ribs. Tam does not scold, he only watches. A leader must know when to act, and when to allow pain to be the teacher. But in this moment of silence, Naya approaches slowly, cautiously. She lies beside Sefu. She licks the wound, not out of forgiveness, out of understanding. Because in the forgotten land, all lions carry wounds, some fresh, some old, all hidden as night settles. The pride gathers again 5 bodies and flickering. Shade bound not by peace, but shared scars. They are not a family. They are not yet a unit, but they are together. And in this land, that is everything. Dawn breaks slow over the forgotten land. The sun does not rise. It peels across the horizon like a wound reopening. The sky, awash in ember and dust, watches the land with the stillness of judgment. Nothing sings. The birds have moved on. Jackals have gone quiet. Only the wind stirs dry, sharp, hollow-rattling the bones of a wilderness left behind. From the crest of a dead termite mound, Wazy stands alone. Her pride, once 4 now, barely survives as 2. Her sister Nuru was lost 2 moons ago, taken by a crocodile at a shrinking riverbank. One moment she was there, calling softly to her cubs. The next, the water boiled, and silence swallowed everything. The cubs no longer cubs have changed. Tambo, her young son, now towers at her shoulder. His mane has begun to unfurl, wild and black like storm clouds over the plain. He tests her often, now growing bold in moments, defiant in others. She meets him with patience, but firm gaze. One day soon, he must go. A mother's love does not stand against the laws of the wild. His sister Kali is quieter. Sharp and lithe, she moves like shadow. She has inherited Mosey's instincts, the way to vanish, the way to wait, the way to survive. But even Kali cannot escape the truth. They are hunted not by hyenas or leopards, but by time. The rogue male who once displaced them now controls the center of this barren kingdom. Around him, other lionesses have gathered, seeking safety in the gravity of strength. They do not know what Muse knows, that strength, when left unchecked, becomes decay. His pride, though large, is fraying. The lioness's quarrel. The food grows scarce. The male, driven by his own paranoia, has begun to turn violent. Moisey sees it in the distance. From rocky ledges and moonlit hills, she watches, she listens, she waits. But lions do not live on vengeance. They live on water, meat, and time. And Moisey is running out of all 3. In the western gulch where thorn bush crowds, the earth like barbed wire, she leads her small family in search of something she once knew, a spring that flowed year-round. Long ago, when the rain still came, the journey is hard. Every hour, the sun burns deeper. Every step brings thorns beneath their paws. But in the heart of ruin, a miracle remains: water. Not much. It's just a shallow pool, mud-drinked and warm, but water nonetheless. Kali drinks. First, watching the shadows, then Tambo, then Muezi. For a moment, the world holds its breath, but the land does not forgive ease. From the north, 3 lionesses approach. They are not enemies, not yet, but they are strangers. Their bellies hang with hunger, and their eyes carry the weight of too many empty nights. They want the water. They need it. And in this forgotten place, wanting becomes war. Tambo growls. Kali tenses. Maisie steps forward, not in threat, but in command. She does not bare her teeth. She does not lower her head. She simply waits. The strangers pause. They read the landscape, not just the earth, but the lioness who stands before them. They see the scars along her flanks, the healed bite on her jaw, the steady calm of a lioness who has outlived floods, fire, exile, grief. And then the strangers lower their gaze. No battle, no chase. They drink briefly, then they move on. In this world, victory does not always roar. Sometimes it is silent, yet the quiet does not last. That night, Tambo disappears. He leaves with no sound, no ceremony, just footprints, leading east. Moisey knew it would come. A mother always knows. Sons grow bold, blood grows restless, and the wild always calls its warriors into exile. She does not chase. She lays down beside Kali, underneath a crooked marula tree, and watches the stars burn overhead. The days that follow are a blur of movement. The two lionesses move like whispers across the landscape, avoiding the old male's patrols, feeding when they can, resting in bursts. The land begins to change slowly. The air shifts. Clouds gather. A storm is coming, and with it, the end. One evening, as thunder groans and rain begins to fall like coins on dry skin, Moisey stops moving. Her breath is shallow. Her legs tremble. She has not eaten in days. Kali presses her head against her mother's side. The storm grows. Rain lashes the grass. Lightning fractures the sky, and in that electric silence, Moisey lifts her head one last time to look out at the land she once ruled. The battles she fought, the lives she shaped. She is not famous. She is not recorded. But in that moment, she is everything a lioness was ever meant to be. Endurance, grace, fire, love. She closes her eyes, and the storm takes her. Kali does not cry. Lions do not mourn like we do. She stays beside her mother till dawn. Then she rises. She walks alone. But she is not alone in her bones. She carries MWEZ. In her eyes, the fire. And far away, in another part of the land, a young male roars into the wind. It is Tambo full-maned now, his voice deeper, his hunger sharper. He does not know his mother has passed. But in some deep place he feels it, and his roar long low. And echoing is her eulogy, the forgotten land remembers. Not in statues. Not in names, but in the way the grass bends where she walked. In the path Kali takes beneath the stars. In the strength Tambo carries into his battles. Legacies do not need witnesses, only echoes. And the lions of this lost kingdom, they still walk, still fight, and one day their untold stories will rise with the wind and be heard.